Hey, how you doing? This is Martone, owner and trainer of Fuller Fitness, and this video is doing a lower body workout and using dumbbells only for this leg workout for you, and hopefully the dumbbells that you use are fairly heavy depending on what you are able to do, able to hold, especially having dumbbells. So instead of using a bar like that and having that up on your shoulders, for those who do that, having dumbbells in your hand and having the endurance to hold some heavy dumbbells to do a workout, as well as utilizing steps, whether you have steps, exercise steps like they have for classes, or if you go over towards your stairs so that you can do step ups with your dumbbells if you can, or you can just do it with your own body weight. Well, I hope you can do them correctly. So let's get warmed up before grabbing some dumbbells, however heavy your dumbbells go. So let's just do 4 squats to warm up, which should be enough to dictate, depending on how your knees feel, how your back feel, before you even have any weight in your hands as far as dumbbells. Doing 4 should be a decent warm up. Then grabbing some heavy dumbbells depending on what you have, and we do some exercises there. Then the hamstrings, then the calves, and make this work as best as we can. So again, for squats, have your feet, spread apart, not really close together. So about this wide, which should be about shoulder width, and just make sure you drop your butt down as if you're actually trying to sit into a chair, not under it. Have some basically on the floor. When I was growing up, excuse my language, but they said, what was that, ass to the grass? I don't believe in that. There's no reason to go down that low, in my opinion. In fact, that's probably why a lot of people are getting hurt, again, in my opinion. So you're going to do a warm up here, coming down to here, and just doing 4 of those. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Set and go. Boom. 2, 3, 4. Should be good enough, in my opinion, depending on how heavy you're going, especially with dumbbells. Depending on what kind of dumbbells you have and how heavy you go. So you're going to do the same thing that we just did. Now you're just going to have some dumbbells in your hand. Hopefully they're kind of heavy, maybe even very heavy if you can handle very heavy. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're doing 2 working sets with whatever dumbbells you use. So again, go fairly heavy to where you do 5 or 6 reps, but not go up in weight on the second set unless you want to, but that's not what I do. I go really heavy with whatever I'm doing, do 2 sets of that, and then move on to the next exercise. So go ahead and grab your dumbbells, and let's get it on with the squats, and then do step-ups after if you have steps, or if you step up to do step-ups on, or stairs in your apartment, house, or wherever you are. All right, so go ahead and grab your dumbbells. Yeah. And I'm going to turn this way so you can actually see how far down I'm going and how far down you should go as well. 5 or 6 reps. Set, go. 1. 1 more for me. Okay, put those down, but I hope you don't drop them on your feet, slam them on your feet, catch your breath as needed. Hopefully you're feeling good, and depending on how long you've been doing workouts with me as your trainer, starting to feel better and better after every workout. Regardless of how many workouts you've done at this point. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, especially during the exercise. Not holding your breath. For some reason, a lot of people do that. Anywhere between 60 seconds and 120 seconds in between sets if you go heavy enough. So depending on how heavy your dumbbells are, you'll probably be good with 70 seconds compared to if you had a bar and you put on that much weight or more or anywhere close to it, you'd probably take a full 2 minutes. So if you haven't said something already in terms of telling me that you have a bar to where I send you a workout for that. So for now, it's dumbbells, and we got one more working set before we do step-ups. And I'll try to move this down so you can actually hopefully see the step at least a little bit more. All right, second and last set, raw. 5 or 6 reps. For me, it's 6. Set, go. So now step-ups. Now step-ups is interesting because depending on how much you currently weigh, when you're doing step-ups, you're stepping up with all of your weight. I'm 230 something pounds, so I'm literally stepping up with all of my weight, and that could be enough, but I can actually do a lot more specifically with that behind me to where I put a lot on this bar and do a lot of weight there. So for the sake of dumbbells in this workout, in this video, depending on what you are currently capable of, your body weight might be enough, and it also depends on how high your steps are. Steppers, steps, whatever you're going to step on. Even if you decide to do it on a chair of some sort, will dictate whether you use your own body weight or if you actually use dumbbells. So again, I'm going to leave that up to you this time, and then feel free to message me to let me know what you did and how it worked and or didn't work, and we'll go from there in terms of making sure you can actually do this part of the workout at all or better or whatever it is. So I think, well, I can't. So for me, I'm going to use my dumbbells raw. Seeing that it's much lighter than the barbell I put on, which is right here behind me. So I'm going to do 6. If you can do 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever you can do, go for it. Just make sure you're not using the leg that's on the floor. The leg that's on your stepper, chair, whatever you're doing, that's where all the weight is. So again, if you are not able to use weight, that's okay, because depending on how much you weigh, that's enough. But I hope no one takes offense to that. Set, go. 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're not using that foot on the floor. 4, just a foot on the platform. 5, one more, then switch. 6, if you need to or just want to, take time to take a breath, but I'm going to keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm done. Hopefully you are just about done. And we're going to do a second set of that. And the second set will be the last set. We haven't done much in my opinion. But if you need to take a breath, drink some water, go for it. I'm dog sitting for my mother, so the barking you hear is him. buddy, even though he's kind of mean. Well, not mean, but disrespectful. And for some reason, I still love him all so much. Between sets, depending on how heavy the weight, will dictate whether you do 1 minute of break time or 2 minutes of break time, or anywhere in between, depending on what you need. I don't need a lot with this. If I was using the barbell behind me, I would need more time. But with using the dumbbells, I could put more weight on, but the plates are so big, it just makes it more frustrating to hold. So, because of the size of the plate compared to the weight, I can definitely handle the weight. I won't tell you how much this is behind me, but it's a lot. So, second and last set, hopefully you're doing all right. You're doing pretty darn good. And if you're not, just think about how much better you're going to do and how much better you're going to feel next time. Because even if you don't feel all that great right now in terms of feeling out of breath and whatever it is you might be feeling in terms of bad, just imagine how much better it's going to be after each session, which it will. Especially if you're eating the right things. All right, second and last set. You also have the option of alternating. So if you need to alternate feet, which is what I do when I lift really heavy for arms and shoulders, is alternate. So if you need or want to do that, you can do that and do one, then do the other foot, that's one, then go back to the one, that'd be two, move over again, that's two. So if you want to do that, go for it, but I don't have to or want to, so I'm not. All right, six reps maximum, maybe 4 reps minimum. But if you only do 3, depending on how heavy you're going, I'm good with that too. Set, go. 1, 2, 3. Make sure all the weight is on the leg you're stepping on, if you can handle it. Okay, so I'm moving over to the other leg for another 6. 1, 5, and that's it for that. Take a breath, because now we're going to do hamstrings, and this is going to be a lot, kind of, sort of, because I want to hit different angles in terms of working the hamstring, and with the way that this exercise works, the focus will be on one thing, but it's literally hitting everything behind you. The focus is going to be on the hamstring, but you're still toning and strengthening your butt, all your butt muscles. I believe there's 3. All of your hamstring muscles, as well as your calf muscles, and then last but not least, working the lower back. All at the same time, which is why it's one of my favorites. So the focus is on the hamstring, but you're getting low back, glutes, hamstring, calves, all at the same time. Which is why one of the reasons I love it so much, and hopefully more people utilize them, regardless of their gender and possibly regardless of their age. So you grab your dumbbells and you're going to move your feet in different spots. So that's why when I said before we're doing hamstrings, and it's going to be a lot, because that's 6 total sets, 2 different spots. 2 spots with your toes pointed towards whatever you're using, your laptop, your phone, iPad, whatever you're using. Your toes will be facing that way for 2 sets of 6. And then for 2 sets of 6, your toes will be out like this for 2 sets of 6. if you can do 6. And then 2 sets with your feet basically turning each other, not necessarily, not too much to where you're going to do damage to the knees, but your feet turned in like this, and you're just moving. So with your feet facing forward, you go up, down past your knee, stand up. Down past your knee, stand up. Try to do 6 reps if you can. This for 2 sets. For the second 2 sets, your toes will be facing out. Try to do the same thing. Change weight, lower or decrease the weight if you have to. You can also increase the weight if you want to, but the goal is to do working sets with the same weight. At least that's what I do. So point your toes out, down, up, trying to do 6 reps. 2 sets of that. Then the third set, the toes will be in. Hold your dumbbells, down, up, without stretching your, arching your back. 2 sets of that. Then we're done with hamstrings. As far as dumbbells, we move on to calves. Good to go. All right, so hopefully you got that. But, don't hesitate to send me questions, comments, concerns, or even complaints. Probably almost regardless of what the complaint is, with a message in the app. All right, so grab your dumbbells that you're going to do your 2 working sets with your toes pointing toward your iPad, laptop, or whatever you're using. I'm using my phone, as long as it works for us. You, me, whatever you're using. I'm using my phone. Thought about using my laptop. So grab your dumbbells. Okay. And then it's up to you whether you leave your dumbbells to the side or up front. I'm not sure if it matters all that much. Well, kind of. So I'll leave it up to you in terms of where you leave yours. All right, let's do 6 reps with your toes facing me. Set, go. 1, 4. All right. Put those down. Relax for a bit. Give me your forearms a rest. Give me your palms a rest. Give me your back a rest. Catch your breath. Take your time. And the fact that with this being focused on increasing your strength, increasing your muscle, specifically your muscle, which will tone your body more and have you looking and feeling better than you have, depending on your current experience. And just looking and feeling better possibly than you have, depending on your current age and what you were doing before starting this. So I say about another 15 seconds, and we do the second set, which isn't 2 minutes. But if you feel like waiting, normally I would, but since these aren't as heavy, and I don't want this video to be too long, I'm going to try to go ahead and get started. So take a breath. Your feet still facing me. 6 reps if you can, and the goal is not to go fast when you're doing this kind of workout. Set, go. 2, breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 4, 6, okay. So done with that. So now the next 2 sets is the toes pointed out, hitting a different part of the hamstring, working the calves a little different, working the butt a little different, working the low, I don't know if it's working the low back a little different, but still working it. And I don't think we're doing bad on time, so hopefully you are handling, doing a good job handling this. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I don't know why I'm having such an issue saying that today, but doing all right with this, especially with 4 more sets to go. The calf exercise is going to be interesting too, actually, similar to what you're doing now in terms of doing a tricep. So, again, the toes pointed out here, but the same movement, just a different position for your feet. So hopefully you're ready to go. Again, depending on how heavy you go will dictate whether you do 1 minute or 2. So hopefully you're ready to go ahead and do these next 2 sets, specifically this 3rd set. So grab your dumbbells. If you have to go down in weight, have at it. If for whatever reason you want to go up in weight, be careful. All right, let's do it. Set. Go. 6 for me. Relax for now. If you're done. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Take your time. Because again, depending on how many reps you do, might not seem like much, might not seem like enough, but depending on how many sets. So that's the 3rd set. You got 1 more with that foot position, with your toes out. Depending on how long you've had me as a trainer, if family and or friends hire me from your referral with high hopes they mention you, if family and or friends hire me from your referral, you will get some kind of discount, whether you get not pay as much or possibly not paying at all. Depending on how many people, so it don't matter who, but depending on how many people. So you might get a free week, you might get a free month. Depending on how many people sign up from your referral. So keep that in mind, especially if you tag Martone Fuller on Facebook, or if you tag Fuller Fitness on Facebook and it's my page. And then saying something like, hey, I just had a workout with Martone, or I just had a workout with my trainer from Fuller Fitness, and whatever else you might say. And then if somebody comments with certain things like, hey, where is it, or how, or where is it, or how much is it, depending on what question they ask, either you can answer it, but if you tag me, I'll become aware of it, and I can answer it, and that's less work on your part. So again, if people sign up from your referrals, if you go to Facebook or Instagram, I'm not sure if I'll get the notifications if you tag me on Instagram. I'll get the notification that you tagged me. I just don't know if I'll see all the comments, unless that person tags me while talking about me on Instagram. On Facebook, I'll see it regardless. As long as you tag me, I'll see every little comment. And then depending on what people are saying on your profile, I'll respond. And again, if they hire me from your referral or your post, we both get the benefit from it. I get a new client possibly. You get to pay less for your program. So 4th set, toes pointed out before we do 2 sets with your toes pointed in. So this last set, your toes are pointed out. Yeah. And the goal is still to do a maximum of 6 reps, because the focus is on more strength and load compared to anything else we might end up doing at some other point in your program. Set, go. Excuse me, buddy. Alright, so that's it for that one. Those 2 sets. So now we do 2 sets with the toes pointed in. So hopefully you're feeling good, because the interesting thing about doing any exercise, specifically exercise like that, is how much you are likely to feel it in your abs as well. I know I do. Even though it's not really heavy, so I think it's the fact that with the 2 dumbbells and using the load that I'm using, and then that I'm moving at a faster pace compared to when I move this big heavy bit, I'm not moving as fast. So again, the goal isn't speed, but because the weight that I'm using for the sake of this video so that it doesn't take longer, I'm able to move faster because of the way I'm doing it here. And it would be the same for you, but that's not the focus of the program. Your program, in terms of increasing muscle so that you tone up more, which should be something that everybody is doing, in my opinion. So again, if you know people who are interested, or at least people who should consider it, tag me on Facebook with Martin Fuller or Fuller Fitness, and make sure the Fuller Fitness page is mine. And then if they say something, depending on what it is, I can respond, so you can go ahead and do whatever it is you do. Because depending on what they're asking, it's my responsibility to respond so that you don't have to try to remember what to say or anything like that. So that makes it where it's less work for you other than tagging Fuller Fitness. And then if you tag Fuller Fitness, it's up to you to actually say certain things like, hey, I just worked out with my trainer for the first time, or, I just completed my first week of online workouts with Martin. So whatever you're comfortable with saying, I can make a suggestion to say certain things, even though I kind of just did. So the 2 sets we're doing now is with your toes pointed in, similar muscles, different movement, again for the sake of toning. When you're wearing certain things. All right. 5th set. Toes pointed in. Set. Go. 2, 4, 6. One more set, and then some other. You're going to do the same movements for calves. In terms of toes pointed towards me for 2 sets, toes pointed out for 2 sets, toes pointed in for 2 sets, while doing calves. That's enough. That's enough. Hey. That's enough. This is my mom's dog who barks at everything and everyone. It's okay, buddy. Go ahead. So he runs back toward the door. So sorry about that. Second and last set with the toes pointed in. And then again, we're going to do similar movement, or the same movement for calves. So, all right. Pick your babies up. Toes in. Let's do it. 6 reps maximum if you can. 2. All right, that's 6. So relax, and then like I said, same thing, similar. Hold your dumbbells, toes pointed towards me, and then you do a calf raise. If you can't do calf raises with the extra weight of the dumbbells, that's all right. As long as you still do the exercise. Or if you just go really light or kind of light with the dumbbells, because you're not able to go as heavy just yet. I'm good with that too. So we do the 6 sets for calves. And then that's it actually. 6 sets for calves. And that is it. And then you get try to relax and get ready for your next workout, depending on what we agreed upon in terms of a certain number of workouts per week, a certain number of workouts per week based off of your plan and your schedule. And so like I said, same thing with calves, toes pointed towards me. It's like my phone is tilted for some reason. I don't know if I bumped it when I grabbed the dog or not. But again, your toes are pointed towards me, holding your dumbbells, and you lift up. If you're not able to hold the dumbbells because your wrists are tired from the other stuff, or not able to hold a certain amount of weight while doing calves, especially with all the sets that we're doing, I'm good with it. As long as you can do it, or at least try to. Alright, so whatever heavy dumbbells you can grab to try to do this, let's go ahead and get started for the 2 working sets that we're going to do here. Well, obviously the first one. So go ahead and pick up your dumbbells. Alright, set, go. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I'm done. Hopefully you're just about done. 1 more set. For the sake of shaping those calves, depending on what you're wearing. Shorts, skirt, dress, especially if the dress isn't long and covering your whole leg. Relax for a bit. Breathe. I don't know if I've ever been out of breath from doing calf raises, as far as I can remember. But if you are, or just need a drink of water or something, go for it. 5 more sets, 1 more with your feet facing me. So relax a bit, like I said. It'll be worth it, depending on how different this might be for you. Especially as a lady that's trying to increase strength to a certain degree and muscle to a certain degree in order for you to tone up more, which thankfully women are doing more of now. So alright, so I'm good to go. Hopefully you are. If you're not, that's okay. I'm going to grab my dumbbells. If you're ready, do the same. And this is the last set with your feet facing me before we point the toes out. Alright, set and go. 1, 6. Alright, try to relax for now. Toes pointed out for 2 sets. Don't hesitate to send me questions, comments, or concerns or complaints if you have any of those. Make sure whatever the current plan that I have for you, it will work if you give it time. But again, if you have questions, comments, concerns about what I'm trying to get you to do, one, I think you should try to give it time, depending on how long you've been with me at this point. make sure you're not eating too much, but make sure you're not eating too little. There are many people who eat too little, and there are even more, I think, who might be eating too much. So whatever your stage is, let's try to figure out what that is to do this stuff, and then making sure you're eating enough with your schedule and your activity. Again, not eating too little, which too many people aren't eating breakfast. Too many people aren't eating lunch. Too many people aren't eating dinner. Too many people aren't eating healthy snacks. So it has to be about more than just these workouts. So the toes pointed out for 2 sets. If you need to go down and wait, if you're using weight at all, go for it. Set 6 reps maximum, hopefully. Go. 4 and 6. I believe we got one more set, if I'm not mistaken, before switching the foot position. And I hope I'm not miscounting, but again, I think we got one more set with the toes pointed out. And then 2 sets with the toes pointed in. And that will conclude this workout. Again, to not rush into sets, which many people do, rushing into the next set, which is fine if the weight isn't heavy. But one, lifting heavier weight is better for people, in my opinion, depending on how heavy. So this workout is not about lifting to a point to where you're only able to do 1 or 2 reps. So hopefully if you do 5 or 6, that does a certain amount in terms of, including for women, to tone and to curvate, having curves in certain areas by moving in certain ways and using a certain amount of weight, doing a certain number of sets, taking a certain amount of time in between sets. So, understanding the method, and not only understanding and hopefully appreciating the method, but catching on to how well it's working. And the fact that you see yourself every day, it's going to be hard for you to notice how good this is working for you in terms of how you look, but you should definitely feel it. And then with the pictures that you should be putting in your profile, if you're comfortable with doing that, you and I should be able to see the difference. So that way, if for some reason you don't, we can try to figure out why. Which will likely be not my fault if it's not working. Which might sound weird or hurtful, but it works if you do it. But if we have to make some kind of adjustment, if not adjustments, we will do that depending on what adjustments need to be made. So 2 sets with the toes pointed in, and that'll be it until whenever your next workout is. Depending on what we agreed upon. Toes pointed towards each other. 6 reps if you can, maximum. Set. Go. So I am done with my 5th set. We got one more set. One more set for this workout. That is it. If you get to the point to where you buy certain equipment that you want to utilize in your workout with me as your trainer, message me about that in the app also. So again, we can make sure 1 is not boring, 2 is working. Actually, I think that's it. 1 that is not boring. 2 that is working in ways that it needs to work for you, and then possibly fun. Depending on what you consider fun, because I enjoy doing this stuff. I did this for the love of working out, and then love and appreciation for helping you. So, second and last set, and that will conclude the workout until next time. So go ahead and pick up this heavy dumbbell if you're doing it with dumbbells. If not, that's okay. All right, point those toes in. Go down, but I'll come right back up. Set, go. And 6, at least for me. So hopefully that's about it for you too. So depending on how many workouts you did with me this week will help explain why no abs today. I don't believe having to do abs a certain number of times per week. 3 to 4, maybe 5 is enough. Anything more than that, in my opinion, is unnecessary, especially if you live a healthy lifestyle. You don't have to do more of certain things. Just do certain things better and do certain things right, and you should be good to go. So again, if by any chance there are questions, comments, concerns, and or complaints, I will get back to you as soon as I can, especially if it's a complaint, I would have to say. So again, so I can make sure you're not upset with me, depending on what you're upset with me for, and what we can do about it, and do it within a timely manner. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and even if you didn't, hopefully it gets to the point to where you get to the point to where you realize how well this is working for you. This is Mauro Tone, owner, trainer, Fuller Fitness. Take care.